Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to the vlog. Uh, Today, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people are afraid to talk about, and that's the thing: fear. Fear, being afraid. I tell you, fear is a tricky thing. Um, I honestly don't know how to start, so I guess when you talk about fear, you gotta talk about who you are. And I've been through a lot of things, and I've been in situations where my life has been on the line, or people that were around me were in a dangerous situation, and I reacted and did what I thought was right. And in those times, I uh, I came out all right, but I was scared a lot of times. I was afraid. But I don't want to talk about like physical fear because everybody's got something they're afraid of. What I want to talk about more is sort of the psychological fear that we have. I'm going through a situation right now where I'm in college full time and I'm working a lot and I'm trying to raise a family. So a lot of psychological fear happens. And one of the things I'm most afraid of is failing or doing bad or letting the people I care about down. And the central core of that is just doing bad in school. Just like, I'm afraid that I'm not smart enough. I'm afraid that I don't got what it takes. And I'm not like consciously like, I'm not gonna do well. It's sort of this background creeping fear where it's like I talked about, it's that mental torture that I put myself through. It's you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough looking for people. And, oof, my eyes are dark. Hang on, let's flip the script. Ooh, the hair is looking rough. Anyway, it's I'm scared that I'm not gonna make it. Now, logically, I know I'm smart and I'm talented and creative, and a lot of people before me went through college and made it. So I mean, shit, it's shouldn't be that rough, but it is. Like, I'm horrible at math. I read slow. I don't learn from textbooks well, and that scares me because a lot of colleges is learning from textbooks and performing under pressure. And I've been in pressure situations in real life and succeeded, but the pressure situations in college are, they're not. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but they're tough, but they're tough in a different way. Like when you talk about physical danger or emergency situations, I'll jump right in there. I've broken up fights. I dealt with domestic abusers. I've been in bar fights. I walked into bad situations. Like I rolled into a crack house to pull out a kid, that needed help, and I wasn't afraid in the moment because, much like Mufasa says, I'm only brave when I have to be. It's afterwards when you sit there and you think, holy shit, what did I just do? That the reality sets in of what could have went down, what would have happened. So the psychological fear that I'm talking about, we're talking about, it's different because it can come up at any time. It can come out of nowhere for the most innocuous things, like you didn't get a good grade on your exam, or you're behind on something, and Yeah, that's when that fear of inadequacy, that fear of failure, that fear of not being good enough creeps in. And it's that slow, sort of suffocating mistake after mistake that gets you. And that leads to this concept called Quicksand. And there was a movie, 2000s, called The Replacements with Gene Hackman and Keanu Reeves. It's about a football team of replacement players, the Washington Sentinels, the fictional NFL team. Their players go on strike, and a bunch of replacement players get a shot. And there's a scene in there that is called Quicksand. And what I'm going to do is, we're going to see that scene right now. We're going to go to that scene because they can put it more eloquently than I can. And then after you see them talk about it, I want to expand on that. So I'm going to toss it over to Coach and Shane Falco, and when that's done, we'll be back.
You all have concerns about this Sunday. But a real man admits his fears. That's what I'm asking you to do here tonight. Who wants to start? Fears, let's talk about it. Fears.
Hey, I'm scared of spiders, Coach.
Well, that's not what I meant.
Me too, Coach. I'm afraid of spiders too, Coach.
Yeah, goddamn spiders freak me too, fellas.
Well, I didn't mean that, though. What I'm talking about...
Especially in your bed, man. Ever get one of those spiders crawling up your arms, man?
And they be crawling on you, man.
Oh, damn.
Oh, thanks, Jumbo. You can just rock me to sleep tonight.
Okay, that's great, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what scares us on the field.
What you mean, like spiders on the field?
Can we get beyond the spiders, please?
Bees? Bees. Y'all know about them bees?
Anybody here afraid of anything other than insects? Huh? Come on.
Quicksand.
Oh, shit. Hey, Quicksand's a scary mother, man. I mean, first of all, it suck you right in, and even if you scream, you get all that muck in your
I don't think that's
mouth.
what Shane had in mind, frankly.
Huh?
That's not what he had in mind.
What are you talking about then, Coach?
Well, why don't you ask him?
Hey, what's up, Shane?
You're playing. And you think everything is going fine. But then one thing goes wrong. And then another. And another. And you try to fight back, but the harder you fight, the deeper you sink. Till you can't move. You can't breathe. Because you're in over your head. Like quicksand.
That's some deep shit, Shane. Some deep shit.
Anything else you're afraid of?
Going back to the mini-mart.
The shipping yard.
The auto plant?
Prison.
Yeah, all right. The truth is, you guys have been given something that every athlete dreams of. A second chance. And you're afraid of blowing it. We all are. But now our fear is shared and we can overcome it together. Let's lose that fear this Sunday and put it into San Diego.
So yeah, now that you guys have seen the scene, you know what I'm talking about with the concept of quicksand. The reason I wanted to play that movie clip is I saw that movie when I was sort of in my late teens. And that scene in particular really held a certain poignance for me, a certain gravity. And it's always stuck with me. And I totally agree. Like, when it comes to school and, like, decisions I gotta make, it really feels like quicksand when I screw up. Like, that could be something small. And then that something small begins to roller coaster into something bigger and bigger. And like the clip said, eventually you don't have it anymore. And you're drowning. And that's what I'm afraid of. Like, I'm afraid of drowning. I'm afraid of getting so overwhelmed that no matter how smart I am, no matter how much brain power I supposedly have, or you know, how creative I am, that I won't be able to find the solution. That I'll just be stuck drowning in quicksand. And that terrifies the hell out of me, because I got a lot of people that rely on me, and I'm sure you guys got a lot of people that rely on you. And you know, it's not the big things that scare me. It's the little things that creep up and they linger and they hold tight. You know, it's things like that. Like, for example, like, I'm going through a class in anthropological theory right now, and there's a lot of reading, and there's a lot of, like, minutia and stuff that you gotta do, and I'm worried that if I fall behind, I can't catch up, and I can't catch up, I'm gonna drown, and it's tough. But I wanted to make this video talking about fear and its nature, because I think it could spark conversation, and ultimately that's what I want. I want people to talk about it, you know, talk about what they're afraid of, because the more you can talk about it, whatever it is, physical fear, psychological fear, the less control it has, the more you can work through it. You know, that whole face your fears kind of thing is true in a lot of aspects. It's not just some fucking bullshit where it's like, oh, sack up and face your fears. No, it's legit. Face your fear. Admit that you're scared and push through. Rely on your support. You know, lean on them. Lean on me when you're not strong, you know, and I'll be your friend. Somebody to lean on. That's horrible. God. But I guess that's what I'm talking about. Is like, everybody's afraid. I mean, everybody's afraid of something. And that it's not the guy in the alley. It's not the thug with a gun. You know, that's all terrifying in its own right. That's all a shock to the system. But it's that quicksand. It's that quicksand that'll get you every time. Quicksand is no joke. So, I mean, if you watch this video and you take anything from it, know that you're not the only one that's got fear. You're not the only one that's afraid. You're not the only one that's got to deal with those little things that pile up and eat you up and lock you up and shut you down. You know, I got it, you got it, your buddies got it, your friends have got it, your significant others have got it. So, don't be afraid to talk about it, you know. Whether it's stage fright, where you gotta do a performance and you hit a wrong note, and then you hit another wrong note, and it all comes tumbling down. Or if you're an artist and you make the wrong paint stroke, or you're a mechanic and you slip a bolt, or whatever your profession, whatever you do, don't get caught by the quicksand. Because I'm here to give you a hand. I'll see y'all later.